Hi, who are we doing next? So the story is that I busted my tripod. So my ring light isn't on my tripod right now. So totally different camera angle. Yeah. Not really great. I don't like it. Anyway, let's see who we're doing next here. We just did Libra. Scorpio. It's almost like we're going in order. Yeah. All right. So check out your rising moon Venus sign for additional messages. Everything you need to know is in the description box of the video, including how you can donate to the channel, which is only through my PayPal account, which is only listed in the description box of the videos and on the channel. And paid personal readings. I am taking bookings for those. The only place that you can get information on that is by emailing me directly, which is also in the description box of the video. Now, if you need to know, Scorpio, I am claircognizant, clairaudient, and clairsentient, which means that if I hear ringing on this side, then I'm hearing messages from people I know that have passed on. And if I'm hearing ringing over here, it's messages from, my spirit guides, guardian angels, whatever you want to call them. Okay? So let's get started for you. We're going to do a 444 spread because I'm trying to make my videos far shorter so that viewership will go up. Okay? That's what I'm going to do. We will have a Rebel deck oracle card, and we will pull some magnetic poetry for you. But this is your general read, and if I need to do other readings, I'll probably do a longer love reading or something like that for October. So this is October for you. Let's get started. We are going to go into the shadows for you with the shadow section of the light and shadow, the tarot of light and shadow. If we hit the mirror card, though, we have to shed some light on the situation by moving into the light deck for these. Floating Head by Sister Crayon. That was one of the ones that I was listening to that came up. And Stalemate by Not a Serve. When do I jump out of the cake? That's kind of the thing with that one. I don't know why right now I'm hearing Simpatico by Silver Sun Pickups over here. So there's something about that song in particular that somebody's really connecting with or heard or something like that. But I'm hearing it in my head. And it wasn't even one of the songs that came on when I was kind of waiting for the other video to upload, meditating and all that kind of stuff. So interesting. Interesting to say the least. All right. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus was for fairness as always. Let's see, in the past for you, these videos will be a little bit shorter because I'm snipping 2 cards off the end of the past, present, and future so that we can kind of get through it a little bit quicker for you. It's kind of useless if only a handful of people see it. So want to make sure. All right, let's get started for you. In the past, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, what do we have first and foremost? Scorpio. And also, I'll only be picking 2 flippers and jumpers if more than one come out at a time. Yeah, look at that. Speaking of which, we have for you the 4 of Cups. So in the recent past, a little bit of boredom, a lack of interest, if you will, when it came to an emotional situation. Could also have been for you that you were kind of shut off from that space within yourself where it was yeah, I got cups in front of me. I'm not looking at those, but I'm also not looking at the cup from the divine that's being extended out to me either. So yeah, that's kind of where you were sitting in the past. Let's see what else. See what else has been going on for you here. Tell us why. Tell us why. For Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the past. Past energy for October. Rolling into October. What do we got? What do we have for you? Let's see. Scorpio. It's almost like I should have just pulled a 4 of Pentacles because you're not really telling me anything. Oh, here we go. We got 2 over here, and then we got 1 flipped down. Okay, Death in reverse and the Moon in reverse. Coming out of confusion about something, no longer deceiving oneself about something, knowing that there is reconciliation at hand, or that something is not finished yet. There's unfinished business business, that there's unfinished business somewhere when it comes to something. You're not deceiving yourself about it. There's no confusion about it. It's kind of come to light for you, is what I'm getting here. So we have Scorpio energy and Cancerian energy. You might have additional water figuring in your chart, or you might be dealing with somebody who's got water figuring in their chart. Kind of seems like, though, that it's like a feeling like you're not deceiving yourself, I'm hearing over here. That you know that something is not finished, or that you need to transform something in order to transcend an ending of sorts. Okay, what else? The Six of Wands. So this is a little bit of this is a success for you. This is a triumph for you that you've been able to do that. So Six of Wands classically is considered like success. It's like riding in after battle with the victory flag held high, the townspeople cheering, all that kind of stuff. So here we don't really have it depicted as such, but it is still, the card still means what it means, right, guys? So it is a victory for you. It's a win for you to have realized this, but you're kind of, because we have that Four of Cups here as well, you kind of realize where you're not going to be. You're not looking at any of your options right now. You're not looking at any options right now. None of these matter. Okay, in the present for you, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What's going on in the present for you during October, Scorpio? The Wheel in the reverse X will mark the place. So this is a little bit of a reversal in fortune. There's been something that's kind of, sorry, my hair is kind of annoying to me right now. So there's been something for you in the present that you're not really, it's like a twist, it's like a reversal in fortune or a standstill when it comes to things moving forward for you. Fixed signs of Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, and Leo. Kind of seems to me as if you've come to a halt, or there is a little bit of a reversal in fortune when it comes to something that you've been dealing with recently. I'm feeling more like it's a standstill, though, because we're connecting. I'm still reading dignities, right, guys? And we're connecting up with that Four of Cups card. So there's a lack of interest, some boredom that's going on here, and it's kind of ground everything as far as forward movement and progression to a halt, even though you're not deceiving yourself. The moon is there in the reverse. So it's coming out of confusion, coming out of self-deception, coming out of deception in and of itself, you know, coming out of a period of nightmares, all that kind of stuff like that. But you're not deceiving yourself, right? But it's kind of, you ground to a halt. It's like a period of inactivity for some reason. It's like loss of interest, you know, like when people are depressed, they talk about a lack of interest or loss of interest in things that normally would have been like fascinating to them. That's kind of what I'm getting here. What else do we have in the present for you? Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Okay, we got the Two of Cups. There is a meeting of the two that is that you're looking forward to, or that you're not fooled by this. You don't seem interested in it, but you know that there's a meeting that has to happen in the present. Or things have come to a standstill when it comes to this. Do you know what's interesting? Is that in this deck, look what we have. It's like the, you know, Capricorn, you know, is one of those cups there. So you ground to a halt. You know that there's a meeting looming, or that you need to meet with somebody to talk about something that you're no longer in deception about, and how you need to transform something. How something's not ending. But it seems like there's a lack of interest or boredom or something like that that has to do with it. So it's up to you to kind of figure out what it is. I can't tell you what it is. It's your life, not mine. Right? It's something that isn't ending. It's not an ending because we have death in the reverse. It's like the meeting is something where you need to discuss a realization, something that's come to light for you. Anyway, What else, Scorpio? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. I feel like Libra's going to feel like totally ripped off because like their reading is like already like you were already halfway. Okay, the Fool in the reverse. You got a lot of reversals of major arcana here. So the Fool in the reverse, is it that you know that you have to have a meeting with somebody, you know that you have to express yourself on this particular issue, but you're not willing to take the first step? Yeah, you're not willing to take the first step. You're not willing to take the risk. You're not willing to jump off the cliff there. You know, the Fool is Aries energy. It's very, you know, adventurous. It's something that happens so that people can learn, but it's also something that happens because it's a part of the journey of being a human being, is taking those risks. Sometimes, yes, no pun intended, looking like the Fool, but also because you know that there's something here that you came into realization about in the recent past. What else? Oh, the Two of Wands in the reverse. You're growing impatient over it. You're impatient, you're seeking the victory, and you're impatient over it. You know that the meeting has to happen, but you're not willing to take the risk. So what's that about? Because you cannot have the victory if you don't take the risk. Or maybe playing it safe for you is a way of winning out. Although you are growing impatient in the present, there's something that you're growing impatient over here that I'm not quite seeing. Which does not make it's almost like the boredom and the lack of interest is there, but then there's like this realization. And the realization is triumph for you. There's something about that for you. But there's stagnancy. You're growing impatient, waiting that you don't want to take the risk. You don't want to jump. I don't know. Future for you. Future for you. Scorpio. I almost said Sagittarius. It could be a Scorpio, Sag, cusper. Or have Sagittarius in your chart. Something that you've been waiting on. Four of Wands. In the future, you have firm foundations that you're building with somebody after a period of standstill in the present. This is something that's discussed during a meeting, the meeting of the two in the present. It can also be the four posts of a marriage bed, but I don't typically read the Four of Wands in that regard. I always see it as the four walls of a home or the four posts of a foundation of a home. But it seems like the standstill is necessary in order to kind of, you know, build that firm foundation. It is, again, something that's discussed during a meeting in the present about these firm foundations. What else? Just your money. What else for you, Scorpio? Oh, Scorpio. What do you got? Ah, the Eight of Swords. Okay. So this is why you're not taking a risk and why you're at standstill in the present. In the future, you're going to, this is like going to be a recurring theme for you if you're not careful. You're kind of up in your head about stuff. The Eight of Swords is, you know, that mental prison that we keep ourselves stuck in. And the reason we do that is because, if we can anticipate all of the scary outcomes, then, you know, we won't get stabbed by the swords. We can keep ourselves kind of burned in. We can keep ourselves safe. But at the same time, there's a feeling of being trapped with the Eight of Swords. And maybe that's where you're at, is that in the future, you feel trapped by your own stagnancy. Yeah, and you feel trapped by your own stagnancy, and you feel trapped by the lack of risk-taking. But it's like you're up in your head about it, and that's the thing. It's a false prison. A classic interpretation of the Rider-Waite Eight of Swords. You know, the guy, his hands are bound, but his feet aren't bound, and he can totally sidestep all of the swords and walk right out of there, you know? Okay. What else? What else we have for you, Scorpio? Okay. Page of Wands in the reverse. There's a communication. You're not taking the risk. You're not taking the risk in the future. Directly underneath the Fool in the reverse, we have the Page of Wands in the reverse. So it's like you're impatient. You don't take the risk. And because you're stuck in this mental prison, you're stuck in this mental prison with the Eight of Swords. And therefore, guess what? The passionate communication doesn't happen as a result. And actually, it might be because you don't take the risk and you're at the standstill and all this other stuff during the present. Somebody else grows impatient and they decide that they're going to move on because look it, they're not taking, you know, either you or somebody else is not communicating passionately. Page of Wands, right? Pages are about communication quite often. They're about messages, that kind of thing. They can also be children, you know, but I often read it as communication of one form or another, and this would be passionate, creative, inspired communication. That somebody isn't taking, they're not inspired to, they're not moved to, because there hasn't been any risk. It's like one person is invested more than another person. You only got 2 Cups cards in like 11 cards here thus far, okay? Seems like there's more wands than anything else. There's like creativity and inspiration factors strongly in here. And maybe you're just not moved or inspired to take action. And that's a part of the problem, right? What else? What else? What's lastly for you, Scorpio? Ooh, that one wanted to jump. Okay, there we go. The Page of Pentacles. So in this deck, it's serpents. But Page of Pentacles, peace offering, timepiece. There is a communication. It is a tangible communication. It does happen. It's less fiery, less inspired, less creative, less passionate. But it's very stable. It's very measured. And the reason I say that it's measured is because typically a Page of Pentacles, or in this, for all intents and purposes, in this deck, it is the Page of, you know, serpents, right? But it is measured because it's timepiece, peace offering, that kind of thing, timepiece. I always think of it as a timepiece. And so what you're looking at is you're looking at a measured communication, something that's very carefully thought out. There's no risk involved. Remember, with that Fool in the reverse up top. And you've been quite impatient about it. It's been something that you've been thinking about and you've been rushed to action towards in the past, contemplating it, that you'd be rushed or that you can't wait to do it or that somebody else can't wait to do it and they're getting antsy about it. There is a firm foundation that you're attempting to build in the future and you're stuck up in your head about it. There is not a passionate communication coming through, but there is something of worth and something that's very measured when it comes to your communication with someone. Bottom of the deck for you, the Two of Serpents. You're up 2 minds here. Typically the Two of Pentacles. What that really means is that we have, there's ambiguity about what you want to do, about how you feel, about a situation, about which direction you want to travel in with a situation. Oftentimes, we will have a lot of people, in fairness, believe that this is the juggling of 2 individuals. But that would be the Lovers, right? That would be, you know, a Queen of Wands, in the reverse especially. It would be a lot of other cards. I see this here as energy and something tangible on the earthly plane. 2 different opposing forces, and there's conflicting feelings about which direction to move in as far as that stuff goes. Of 2 minds would typically also be the Two of Swords as opposed to the Two of Pentacles. But I think here it's ambiguity of which tangible action to take. Yeah. All right. But you do realize something in the past here. And it kind of puts you in an energy of not really moving forward in the present, even though you're very impatient or somebody else is growing impatient with you. You know, let's get you some Rebel deck advice. All right. I kind of feel like this is better, even though they're shorter. I don't know. The love readings will make longer, I promise you that. And if you want something specific, get a personal reading. I just started offering them, so they're not going to get any more affordable than this. Just email me if you want info on how to get one. That would obviously be far more specific. Okay, let's pull 3 for you. Scorpio. What advice do we need for Scorpio? What advice do we need for Scorpio at this time? Tell us, what advice do we need for Scorpio at this time? For October, we got 1. What else? What advice do we need for Scorpio at this time? Another one. 1 more. 1 more. Well, that's card vomit. We can't take those. 1 more. Shit. Okay, well, we did have 1 before all those dropped. Beautiful. Okay. So first we have winning. Winning. You got a good thing going. And don't ruin that shit. Yeah. Okay. What else? Secondly, too much screen time is making you awkward and sad. Go talk to a live person. Put the fucking phone down. Yeah. Okay. Okay. A little bit of digititis there. And you're the shit. Don't forget it. There you go. Perfect. Awesome. Okay. Let's get your magnetic poetry and then I'll send you on your way. What messages do we have for Scorpio? Dig real deep in here so that we get it for you. Scorpio's messages. Okay. Is that it? Okay. There you go. That's what I have for you, Scorpio. Thanks for stopping by. And we'll see you for the love read if I get to them for October here. All right. Okay. Bye. I'd say these are a little cleaner, wouldn't you? Yeah, yeah. Interesting that, it's funny because I was thinking, one of the songs of yours was Stalemate. Now I know why. Oh, okay, bye.